Hello and welcome to another Torso Tennis weekly update devlog. I'm working on a tennis roguelike game. I'm trying to get it done in the next couple weeks here. Here is my update. So, you may notice I have three things kind of listed on my thing. What's new, falling behind, and how to get back on track in a healthy way. So, I guess what's new we'll start with first. I've started to kind of make this new UI system in the game where it's I've taken more pictures of clay and added it in, which is really exciting for me. Whenever I'm feeling stuck, like I like to work on the art in the game. It feels like it's a nice break from programming and focusing on the tasks. So I've kind of started the process of making the UI made out of clay, actually, and real physical objects that I'm taking pictures of. So we have the new run continue options, as well as all of these buttons that I've redone. Just adding a little bit of life to the game is always a good way for me to kind of, when I'm feeling like I'm stuck, that I can kind of make some forward progress in a fun way. So yeah, that's kind of what's new in the game. I'm also working on a secret boss, which I can't really share in a devlog because it's a secret boss. I want people to discover that for themselves. But what I can share is that if you've been following the series, you know I made this whole map here, this whole map of things. I haven't been really hitting my goals too well in the last 2 weeks, and that's kind of a normal part of the creative process. Like sometimes you just get a little stuck. So when I do get stuck, like I just mentioned, what I do is I'll either just kind of like work on the art and you know, make sure I'm making some forward progress, staying on the project, but in a fun way. You know, because of how I've structured the art style for this project, where I take pictures of real world things, I can just play with Play-Doh and take pictures of it and make my UI better. It's really fun to do. The other way is that you may have noticed, looking at my goals on the board, I adjusted them to be hour counts. It's just hours now instead of going for big scary goals like a bug-free demo or like finishing the secret boss. So switching to focusing on just like, hey, I'm gonna sit down at the desk for 4 hours, and whether I get a ton done or a little bit done, I can, at the end of the day, I can say, check, I did my 4 hours. And that is a lot more healthy of a headspace for me to like reapproach getting back into the project from, rather than like saying I have to get the boss done this week and I have to you know, do all this stuff. You always run the risk when you set these big milestones. Like sometimes you can feel like really motivated by the milestone and sprint towards it, but then there are times where you start to drift from it, and then you feel bad about drifting from it, so you drift even further from it. And when you see that cycle happening, I definitely recommend refocusing on hour count. That's it for the devlog this week. If you enjoyed this, wishlist the game on Steam. Go check out Torso Tennis. There's an update actually going to be coming out next week with these spooky items. So the demo is going to have this trombone that you can get, the tentacles. For the wonderful month of October, I decided it was time to push the spooky limbs up to the project. So if there are any questions in the Twitch chat, feel free to let me know now if you want them to be in the video. Otherwise, we're going to sign out. Wishlist Torso Tennis on Steam. Check out the demo, and I'll see you next week.